So I'm reminded of a quote that I heard from one of my colleagues. And that quote is, "Life begins at the edge of our comfort zone." And I want to take just a moment to have us all applaud our graduates who have clearly pushed to the edge of their comfort zone to start a new chapter in their lives. So this morning, I want to take a moment to commend you on your accomplishment, and I want to also issue you a few challenges. But first, I want to commend you for keeping the faith and pressing onward to get to where you are today. I tend to talk a lot to companies about how do you stay positive, especially in these uncertain times. And I have what I call my 3 Ps for staying positive. And I'd like to actually commend you because without knowing it, I have a feeling you have conjured up these 3 Ps. The first of those is personal, as in not taking things personally. And I know some of you had some haters, said you couldn't do it, wouldn't happen, not gonna work. Or at the very least, you had some well-intentioned friends who said, how are you gonna take classes and go to school with all the other stuff you're already doing? And I want to commend you for not taking any of that personally, for acknowledging that when people express skepticism and doubt, it's more about who they are and not about who you are. So I commend you for not taking any of that personally and pressing onward. The second P is permanent, as in situations that we're going through, the tough times, are not permanent. As my late mother used to say, this too shall pass. And I want to commend you because I'm sure from all the things I've heard about the group projects, the deadlines, all the stuff that you had to do to get your degree, I'm sure there were many times when you said, this too shall pass. In fact, in these uncertain economic times that we're all in right now, many of us have uttered those same words. The third and final P is picture, as in big picture. I want to commend you for keeping your focus on the big picture. On those days when there were setbacks, problems that came up, things that threatened to throw you off track, you kept your focus on the big picture, which is the degree that you're earning today. Personal, permanent, picture, 3 Ps that have obviously served you well and will continue to do so in the future. Well, I promised I'd also issue you some challenges, so I'm going to go ahead and challenge you. And you know what I'd like to challenge you to do? I'd like to challenge you to do what you can to maintain the passion and the commitment that you have today, that it took to get where you are today for this ceremony. I want to give you 5 things that you can do to maintain that passion and commitment. The first of those 5 is set worthy goals. Now, today is clearly the celebration of the culmination of one of those goals. But I have a feeling there are probably things that you have in the back of your mind where you're saying, someday I'll do this. Someday I'll do that. Those are the worthy goals. So I encourage you, I challenge you, in fact, to continue to set goals that inspire you. The second thing I'd like to challenge you to do is to teach and learn. You'll have opportunities to mentor and teach those who are following in your path, and I encourage you to do that. I also, however, encourage you to continue to learn. You know, learning, being a lifelong learner, is a great way to stay motivated. Thirdly, I'd like to challenge you to serve. I suspect that all of you as graduates had 2 or 3 people who cheered you on when you most needed it. My challenge to you is to be that person for somebody else. Number 4 is nourish. What is it that you need to do to nourish yourself? You know, when I do workshops at companies, I often ask them to come up with 5 things that they enjoy doing. And then the real challenge is making sure that you at least do one of those things every week. Because if we nourish ourselves, we're better able to nourish others. Lastly is gratitude. Be grateful for what you already have. Too often we focus on what's missing. So my challenge to you is to be grateful for what you have already. One of my favorite activities is what I call the ABCs of gratitude. Thinking of something and then writing it down that you're grateful for that starts with an A, that starts with a B, starts with a C, all the way through X, Y, and Z. For example, A might be AIU. B might be your BFF, your best friend forever, who supported you in this endeavor. C might be your college degree, and so on. So again, I commend you on your accomplishment, and I also challenge you to maintain your passion by setting worthy goals, teaching and learning, serving, nourishing yourself, and being grateful. And I want to close with an excerpt from a verse that sits on my desk. Live with intention. Walk to the edge. Listen hard. Laugh. Play with abandon. Continue to learn. Spend time with friends. Do what you love. And live as though this is all there is. Again, congratulations.